Your reputation is being built in rooms that you are not in.
Believe you were born to win. It's your right to win. Claim it, frame it, 'cause you were.
The most important conversations about you happen in a room behind closed doors where you are not present. While you're focused on performance, other people are focused on creating a narrative about you that may or may not be true. Understand that you have the power to influence, impact, and actually even craft the narrative that you want people to have about you. One of the things that I have talked about for the last couple of decades since my first book, Expect to Win, was released is chapter 4. Perception is the co pilot to reality. How people perceive you will directly impact how they deal with you. The most important part about this pearl is to understand that you can help to train people to think and speak about you in the way that you want them to speak about you. Focus on three adjectives that you would like people to use to describe you when you are not in the room. Because again, all of the narratives are created about you in rooms where you are not present. So, how do you want people to talk about you? Those three adjectives should absolutely be consistent with who you really are, but they should also be absolutely consistent with what's valued in the seat that you're in. Let's say, for example, if you are in a creative role, let's say you are a digital marketing strategist, then you want people to not only talk about your expertise with respect to your digital acumen, that's one, but the second thing you want people to talk about is your creativity. The fact that you come up with great, innovative, impactful ideas that will make a difference in somebody's digital footprint or with respect to their followers. The third thing you want people to talk about is the fact that you are timely. So you're creative, you have great digital acumen, but you always deliver on time. Well, if that's how you want people to think about you, you should be speaking about yourself in your environment in that way. Oh, you got an idea? I'm pretty creative. Hit me with it. Let me see how I can react to it. Let me see whether or not there might be a couple of thoughts that I have. Oh, you're thinking about expanding your online footprint? Let's talk about which social media platform is the best one to use right now because it ebbs and flows month by month. Oh, when do you need that? I can have that to you by X date, which happens to be a little earlier than when they thought they would need it. Remember, you always want to underpromise and overdeliver. The point is, you have the power to control or influence how people are talking about you when you are not in the room. It is a function of those three adjectives and consistent behavior around those adjectives. If you want people to think that you always deliver, then you need to be very focused about always being on time. If you want people to think that while you are creative, every time you go into a group meeting, every time that you're in a conversation, even in the cafeteria, you might make a comment like, wow, that's a pretty good looking dish. But if they would add this or take away that, or maybe present it this way, I'm pretty creative, then it might be even more appealing. But every time you get a chance to reinforce how you want people to think about you want to make sure that you are taking that opportunity and maxing it out. One of the things that I wanted at one point in my career was for people to think that I was a great listener. Why? I wanted them to think that I was a great salesperson. And in order to be a great salesperson, you better be a great listener. If you want to be effective as a salesperson, you never want to go in just selling, 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 and never listening to your client because people will always tell you what they value. So if you are a power listener and a great listener, then you know exactly what you need to deliver in a conversation or in a pitch to get that client to move in the direction that you would like them to move in. So one of the things that I started saying when that was an important part of my career is, I'm a great listener. Oh, let me repeat what I think I heard you say. Did I understand you to mean, oh, this is what you said to me, but this is what it sounds like you meant. Am I right in that? So it created certainly a thought in everyone's mind that, boy, she's a great listener. And I happen to be a great listener. But they didn't know that about me. But I wanted them to have that information. I wanted them to talk about me like that when I was not in the room. You have the power to create your reputation. It happens in rooms where you are not present, but you can influence it outside of that room. Go get them.